Hello? Let's go. Alright, we're testing out the stream, ladies and gents. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we're actually slinging over here. Oh my god, I've got to change this this thumbnail. Holy shit. I have no way to change that thumbnail. Let's go. Yo, what's up, Majin, my boy? Welcome to the party. Let's see if I can get a few more goons in here. I'll link up everyone. I'm sending out a message to the Theromax Corps. Let's go. We got 4 people chilling. Yo.
I just here to tell you that you're a jobber. Did you feel better? Like, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We're actually streaming live right now on the tubes.
Hello?
Oh, never mind. I just realized my my secondary mic was actually in a different location. So 1 second. We're actually streaming live right now.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yo, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new PC reppin', and I'm seeing how far I can push to push its abilities. Yo, what's up, Rock and Alice? What's up, Lost Soul? Who asks, do you think Elden Ring is gonna be Game of the Year? Hell yeah, base take coming in from Lost Soul. That's definitely how it should be, as far as I'm concerned. Never really got really big into what the hell is it? Shit. Help me out. What game came out recently? Everyone's freaking out about God of War. Never really got into the God of War franchise. Especially earlier on, it just was not necessarily designed for me. So, it is what it is. But I picked this game back up now that I have a PC that can run it, and hopefully I'm just gonna chill out with you guys, see what's going on, see what the meme is. What about you? What you reppin'? What you want to talk about, Fef, huh? What you got for me? Is he jobbing? I scared him away immediately. Let's go. Scared Fefnir? I feel almost cheating going through this game as a mage brush. It is like intolerably easy. But yeah, hit me up with some chat topics down low, guys. Oh my god, I'm gonna get one shot. I'm hanging out for a little bit today. I wanted to test this out, see how it went in terms of capacity with my games. It looks like the stream is pretty vivid, pretty clear. Tell me what you guys think down low. Definitely better quality than what I used to do on like tower defense games. To say the least. My old computer, I'm not even kidding, was just having so many problems, man. It's very good to be away from the old computer. But I'm hoping to have a lot more just chill streams with you guys like this. See if we could talk about whatever. See what you guys are all interested in listening to. Am I ready? Oh, let's see. If I was a Pokemon gym leader, what type would I be? Oh man, that's tough. Oh man, I would either be electric or ghost. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable on that. Electric or ghost. Who knows? Maybe both. I've never been one person to like exclusively go like 100% in on like one specific style. It's never really been me. Maybe electric steel type. Somewhere in there though. It'd be a variety, just not sure how or to what extent. Let's see. Am I ready for the snow coming in? I don't know about where I'm at. I'm in Arkansas, so you know, crazy, middle of Nowheresville, Arkansas. But I don't think it's too crazy bad. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
Yo. I mostly just saw you were on, so how you doing?
Welcome to the party, dude.
Yeah.
We're just sitting around talking about a bunch of random jazz.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I'm just sitting back playing some Elden Ring, answering some fan questions in the comment section. This is one of the newest members of the Theromax Corps come to hang out. Guy seems pretty cool so far.
Yeah, I try to be.
Got me into Destiny a little bit, and Destiny's got some pretty mad scaling from what I'm picking up from this dude.
Yeah, I'm working on the Oryx video.
Let's go. Big W's for Oryx. He's got some big boy scaling in verse.
Yeah, he does. I like. Okay, the original version of the Books of Sorrow was gonna be like this whole 2-hour thing where I was gonna have to read all the books because of how much is like in them. You know, like Comic Syndrome's 20k DC Comics.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Nah, I was told they wouldn't want to watch like a 2-hour Oryx video, so I was like, okay. I can maybe like spin it down back to like an hour or so. Like the whole video is still gonna be like at least an hour or so.
I mean, honestly, dude, like, if you think it'll work, do it anyway. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll admit, like, 99% of the Lantern content I put out, the audience for it is pretty limited in nature, but I do it because I fucking like it, bro. When content's good to me, I don't really care. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah. I think I'm probably just gonna have to do this narrative explanation of the books, probably.
Do it.
As in, like, maybe put in scans here and there. That seems to be the best way to do it. Yo,
oh, for sure. Yo, what's up? We got more members of the Corps showing up.
Welcome I haven't been here in a minute.
Just make sure you got chill vibe. Don't troll too hard, and don't get kicked from the stream and stuff.
Wait, are you talking to me or the other guy?
I'm talking to everybody. Let's see here.
Dang, bro, forgot who I was. Dang.
But no, I just specified to anybody on. Have I heard of Miracle Man from Marvel Comics? Yeah, Miracle Man's got some real weird shit coming out in the recent days. I don't remember exclusively what it was, but I remember like 2 or 3 other people saying that he got like an amp that made him one of the most dangerous characters in Marvel recently. With like some pretty weird blatant statements. So definitely some weird stuff, but haven't followed up too in depth on it, boys.
Was it something like the House of Ideas stuff, or
yeah,
was it like
it's in the new Beyonders stuff. There's just like all sorts of weird shit happening right now. Like they're just throwing amps at the wall and seeing what sticks. And it appears that the Beyonders himself has definitely found himself down that same barrel too. So like they're wilding pretty hard.
Dang, bro, sounds like you're just mad DC's a victim.
To be fair, though, I genuinely do believe that once like death metal ended, like DC had hit like a really hard peak. Like they were peaking pretty fucking hard with their like higher end content. Like you can argue like lesser end or like, you know, just the good stories or whatever the case may be, but they were like really fleshing out their cosmology and really making it as extreme as possible in a way that made sense, and it felt like it was like a legitimate conclusion to the stories they've been trying to accumulate over like the past 20, 40 years, give or take. And DC and Marvel saw that shit and they were like, yo, like, we can't just let them do us like that, right? So they went out of their way to kind of do something similar. And so it's badass because obviously they're like really hardcore competitors. It's badass to see the two companies go at it real hardcore and try to outdo each other. But I think Marvel a bit more rushed. But go ahead.
This might just be me being dumb, but I feel like Marvel is leading up to another Secret Wars.
Oh, I think that's 100% the case. I don't even think that's really debatable anymore because A, we have the movie coming already, and they always emulate like major roles for characters in the comic books as a mandate.
Because you notice, sorry if I cut you off, but notice next year they have like a whole they posted this thing where it was listing all the like mini events for like all the Marvel comics next year. So
what we get?
Like
Hit us with
everything's gonna get connected.
Yo, link me that list. Link me that list. We'll literally go over the list right now for the stream.
I haven't gone over it. I've seen a few things. So Marvel.
The one above all is no longer the one above all.
Yeah, he's like the one above everyone below me, which is pretty funny.
Hold on, let me find it. I saw it on Instagram. So now I gotta. Oh, here we go. Preview.
I think the last thing I really need to make this stream a real OG stream is get a dank ass camera. I think that's what I'm really short, boys.
Yeah, apparently like Spider-Man and X-Men are supposed to get a weird crossover comic, and then some like weird events or whatever. But they had like a picture of it, of like remember when they posted all those MCU projects and it was like a list on like a screen? They had that for like comics, kind of. I don't know where the picture is at.
Yo, you find it, link it to me. That's the best part about this new rig I got is I can actually move between folders and files within like a century of one another, so it's pretty dope.
I can send a link on like a list of all of it though.
Yeah, Discord dish it to me. And we'll roll up. I'm down for some MCU lore.
I'm gonna send it to the
Send it to the
channel.
core. Send it to the core, baby.
Here we go, yeah. All the comic book events.
Yo, I'm not even lying. I was walking through Target before I got here, and some dude stopped me, and I had like a 40-minute conversation on Green Lantern because the shirt I was wearing. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I be doing that too sometimes, just talking to people.
I didn't even mean to. Like, a guy was like down to chat. I was like, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber, bro. Like, check out some of my stuff. You say you like Green Lantern, let's fucking go." Okay. Yo, I'm gonna double check the stream and make sure I actually got this going on over here.
Yeah.
I
was dying when I was reading the Defenders Beyond. They had Blue Marvel literally talking trash to the one above all.
Yeah, he was talking trash, bro. He wasn't even like a little bit like, oh, no. It was like, no, I don't believe you. You're fucking stupid. I don't need, like, you talk some more shit, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, it was crazy.
I was just sick, bro. I was terminal reading that shit.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay, let's see here.
Shut up, man.
All right, so I'm repping this article I just got sent. Yo, chill out, whoever it is. Keep in mind, everyone, we are streaming. Okay, so for this article, we have all of 2023's 6 crossover events. 6 of them. Holy shit. Okay, so we have Avengers Assemble, which that is almost exactly the cartoonized version of that. That's curious. Like the imagery for the lettering. That's interesting. Dark Web. Definitely Spider-Man, but no clue what that could be. But it's Spider-Man, so it could be all sorts of things. Sins of Sinister.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
That could be, dude. He's one of the most underrated characters. I wonder if he's going to be a villain popping up because most of the time these major events and stuff prelude like a lot of the really big shit in the MCU, and that is new content for sure. Everything
with him is just so interesting.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how that goes. Captain America: Cold War, which
what is he about?
I don't know, bro. It's like his 47th Cold War in the last like 60. So you got me, man. I work here at this point in time. Hopefully something interesting and new gets thrown into Captain America. The Summer of Symbiotes. That is probably the lamest title on this list. Like,
Summer of Symbiotes?
pretty safely the worst title over here. The Summer of Symbiotes. Okay. And then, what? No way. The Fall of X? They all die again in summer 2023? I think they just died this year. What?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That right there is gonna make me mad, bro. That's gonna make me mad. That's gonna make me so mad.
Krakoa wasn't gonna last, so let's be honest.
Imagine that.
Not
Okay, so let's read it. Let's read into some of these. Okay. Avengers Assemble. Jason Aaron's leading Marvel's Avengers since 2018. All these characters are every Avenger ever. Holy shit! Every single person ever is showing up. So who could be at the thread of this? Oh, the devilish Mephisto is band together with versions of himself from across the multiverse, the Council of Red. Oh my god, we are finally getting the conclusion to this shit that happened with what the fuck was that? Heroes Reborn. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I almost said Heroes in Crisis. But yeah, we're finally getting a conclusion to like everything we got at the end of that. It's just a shame it took like 2 years for them to like call together this event after it was heavily hinted at the end of that one. Was that 2 years ago? Fuck, that might have been.
No, that was 2021.
Was it 2021?
Yeah,
okay.
that was 2021, yeah. So it's only been like a little bit over a year.
Okay,
so far.
At least a step in the right direction, okay? Okay, so this is a Spider-Man X-Men event coming up.
Although it makes
Dark
sense.
Web.
It makes sense that it's taken so long because all of these events that have been happening.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like,
they're choosing to do all the events, though. Like,
especially King in Black. I almost said Blackest Night, but yeah, King
in Black was good because
That's
there
so
was
long.
like 8 million like stories that led into this huge, no pun intended, interwoven, like connected story, and then that was like the big showdown. But like whenever I was talking about like the Mephisto shit, it was like, yo, that entire event was to hype up this event. But the problem is the hype up for that event was a whole year ago with like 16 events that have happened since then. So, like the power behind it, that prelude just kind of fell short. Okay, but let's see.
King in Black was crazy, though.
Yeah, facts. I hated this ending.
Literally random symbiotes giving like the Thing a hard time. Like,
let's see, Spider-Man X-Men Dark Web. It's a cross story that takes on Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen, and Ben Reilly. Okay, some weird team-ups here. Oh, here's a list, too, of all the shit coming out. There's like a good chunk of stuff coming out for him. Okay.
I'm kind of confused on the Dark Web because it's supposed to tie in X-Men, but I haven't seen anything in current X-Men that applies to Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I mean, given this is like a really tiny, like, just synopsis of what they believe it'll be, but it sounds like the Goblin Queen and Chasm, who are both clones of people, are teaming up to deal with the originals. So that's like the meme. This is gonna be like, what was it? The Clone Saga, but like the X-Men version. No, don't do my
bro, we don't need
like
to deal
that.
with clones. We don't need to deal with clones.
Oh, speaking of which,
X-Men, bro.
doubling down on the X-Men's is Sins of Sinister. Let's see if they got something dope on here. Okay, I'm not even kidding when this is the synopsis. The whole premise is similar to the concept of Age of Apocalypse. Holy shit. The X-Men sometimes get their faces ran into the ground into that event. It's so hard to escape it.
I hope Sinister War leads up to Fall of X. I hope that's like tied or something.
Apocalypse became the ruler in a timeline in which the original X-Men never existed, but rather than happening by accident, Sins of Sinister seems to be taking place due to purposeful machinations of Sinister to create a world where he is ruler. So, who knows how twisted that universe will be. Is that supposed to be Odin?
Odin? Hold on, what are you looking at?
Is he wearing Kim?
No, this isn't. I didn't say by Odin's fade, okay?
Yeah,
but no. I don't know, it's just this dude chilling over here.
Oh yeah, that does look
Here, hold up. Oh, I guess it would be kind of pointless to do this shit. Okay, let's figure out what's going on with Captain America Cold War, because we had 2 of them in the picture up front here. So let's see what's up. Yeah, 2 Captain Americas in the main Marvel universe right now.
Oh yeah,
each with their ongoing titles. Damn, dude, it must be a golden age for fucking Captain America.
I mean,
yeah,
one
I
of them
like
announcing it, so.
The current run is pretty fire.
Both titles crossover. And some new shit coming up. Sam has been dealing with complex political situations in Africa, walking aside Ian Rogers, Steve Rogers' adopted son. Okay, so like Ian Rogers is kind of like his Bucky? Okay, that's weird. Adopted son from the villain Arnim Zola from a reality known as Dimension Z. Okay, none of this shit makes any sense as to how it crosses in. At least they didn't give anything viable here. Just seems like, yo, we're just gonna have these guys team up with one another. They're Captain America, lol, let's go for it. Okay, well, let's move on to Summer of Symbiotes, because that shit was about as dry as could be. Let's see. Yo, is the music too loud in the background? On stream?
I don't
Somebody
hear.
let me know.
I don't hear any music.
Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't even know you were like streaming. That's why I was just.
Oh yeah, I'm
asking
streaming
you.
live, boys. We're just
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Team up
So
with
now,
others.
the heck?
Captain America,
Oh,
lol.
it's
I mean,
me.
to be fair, I announced it a few times, but it
Well,
is
I mean,
what it is,
it's all
boys.
it's all good. It's all good.
Um,
It's all good.
all right. I can't hear it over probably it being on mine, but that is what it is. If it gets too loud, one of y'all are gonna have to hook me up. All right, I'm gonna take a
All
second. I'm gonna hit up some YouTube chat over here, see what everyone's saying. Let's see. Yo, what's up, Gurren Lagann guy? Good to see you, man. Long time viewer.
I'm looking at the comments currently right now with like the live stream itself muted.
Yeah. Let's see. Majin says 3 favorite obscure DC villains. Oh, easily Necron. He's wildly obscure, unless you're like a diehard Lantern fan.
Apparently Necron is supposed to be in the next Injustice game. Y'all hear
I
about
know.
that?
I'll believe
That
it when
is
I see it.
fire.
We have in the first Injustice game, we actually have every single emotional entity, including the life entity reference. I know that people have brought up Necron like in voice lines in Injustice, but I don't think we've ever seen a direct occurrence of him. Would be super interesting. There's one thing DC needs is it's more exposure towards.
I saw it
some
on
real
Twitter.
powerful
A guy was talking about the I guess the current updates
Yeah,
of Injustice 3 and
hey,
Necron, and Necron
so,
is
yeah.
official.
Let me explain. Well, I'm not sure if you guys
Yo, link
know
me.
who,
Link me
like-
if you can find that. Link me if I will blow up. This whole stream will stop. if
I
get
should have
Necron
saved.
news,
I should have
okay?
saved
Hey,
it.
hey,
I
hey,
should've
hang on,
saved it.
hang on,
Find
hang on, Lumos. I was actually trying to find the link earlier because I scrolled past it when I was talking to Wally, and then I went to go scroll back up on Twitter, and I could not find that tweet. But the person that like leaked that is like a reliable source. He's like the person that actually was talking about that is one of the more reliable guys.
The
when
guy,
it comes to
the guy
video
should
games.
know, but
Those
it's not
leaks.
confirmed. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
like
so it's a
Okay.
definite maybe. I hope that is the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not.
dude,
'Cause if
I
there's
want
anything,
Necron or Anti-Monitor.
if there's
to be
If it
like-
is the
anything
case-
they can fuck up over at DC, is it's including the right people in their fucking video games. Even Injustice has suffered from that to a certain extent.
It better be a Lantern like villain.
Well, it doesn't
I
even have to
think-
be Lantern. It just needs to be some OG characters, and finding
I think
people who
Monitor or
haven't
something.
died in Injustice is actually a challenging feat. They had
actually-
to actively retcon the entire
wonder-
Injustice verse to make some of the characters in 2 show up.
Well,
and it
well,
makes sense.
them adding
Let
adding
me-
Necron is
let me-
pretty cool. Them adding Necron is pretty
For sure.
cool because they can bring
But
characters
here's
back
the
to
deal,
life
though.
through
Here's
that.
the deal.
And to be
Here's the deal, though.
shit ton of dope skins.
The like the how Injustice Superman would interact with someone like Necron would be like really cool. That's something that I would hope is like fairly interesting. The video I sent you, Tim, through TikTok, yeah, that dude that was talking
I
about
don't-
that was getting his leak from that.
I don't know if,
Oh, okay.
if Injustice Superman be a big fan of Necron. I think he would see himself as a formidable adversary
That's-
against him.
yeah,
but
that's
what
what-
I think would be more interesting would to see not him fight him or anything like that, but to see if Necron unironically would make him less evil. Because I think Necron would show up and he would raise the dead. Because keep in mind, this Superman has never died. So Necron can't just be like, yo, you're dead. Right? Because like technically
Yeah.
he's never died.
Well, it's
Unlike the main
Imagine him bringing
But-
Lois back, bro.
But
Right.
that's what I'm saying, is he would start resurrecting everyone he's ever killed. And keep in mind,
Yeah, I know.
the piles of
Like-
bodies Injustice Superman has underneath him are massive.
Yeah.
And one of two
and then
things
it'll
are
be
going to happen.
Lois.
One of two things
Don't
are going to
do
happen at
this.
this point in time. Is he's going to freak out and go absolutely ham, Superman will. Or B, he's going to be so emotionally distraught, he'll actually amp all those other lanterns around him. And it will be problematic. Because those Black Lanterns all feed on emotions. and can harm characters way outside of their leagues.
Yeah, so
they manage to
imagine
do
what
so.
would happen if Shazam came back with like the Black Lantern powers.
Yes, sir.
Imagine how
That'd be
Cal would react to that. Imagine how, bro, Superman did die, or okay, so hang on. Don't tell your audience to take my word for this 100%, but it's implied, and I think Injustice 1 in a clash somewhere that Superman had died before in the Injustice universe, but second to that, he did die in the Injustice vs. Masters of the Universe crossover, which is not canon to my knowledge, or you can make a case for it.
I think it
being
would be
canon.
like an alternative timeline of that universe where those two characters had cross paths, simply because like it's just one of those things that's under like real questionable continuity. And I don't know. That one gets a little weird. Super dank run though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was.
If they're gonna be doing Necron, they better bring back Captain Atom so I can have that. I can make that
Have
conversation.
that reference.
Yeah, that reference.
Captain Atom
Like,
versus
I'll beat
Superman
your
would
ass
be
again.
like legit amazing.
Okay. So either way, hold on. We're getting distracted here, boys. I could bullshit on Necron until the end of time. Trust me. I'm gonna roll back. I'm gonna roll back over here. So, yo, back to Majin with 3 obscure DC villains. Yo, you guys can give some too, but I'm gonna hit you with Necron, Amazo from the animated series, because I think he was an amazing villain, and then Despero. I think Despero is one of those dudes who just never gets the love that he deserves. What you guys got? Hit me with some dank, obscure villains.
Killer Moth.
Oh, he's hitting him with the obscurest. Okay.
Man.
Yeah,
Harry
and
Potter.
bad.
You know what?
Man,
You know what?
okay.
I grew
Wait,
up
no,
watching
Dominic
like
Lee.
I grew up watching animated Batman. Mr. Freeze is the shit. I'm
Facts.
sorry.
The reinvention
agree.
of his character inside of that was like one of the best things that ever happened. That animated series just absolutely took everything and just reinvented it and made it better. I mean, Harley Quinn came out of that. Freeze's origin story came out of that. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy came out of that. Which
dude.
rest in peace, my man. Holy
Oh,
shit.
Conroy.
Classic.
Like they basically had Mr. Freeze come back as like this big bad dude where like if Batman didn't prep on him,
Yeah.
well he'd be saying goodbye. Just
Facts.
saying. You know,
Okay.
he'd be bumping light.
Yo, Majin says Man-Thing is boys in the MCU confirmed in Werewolf by Night. Or no, Werewolf by Night is Pete. Was Man-Thing confirmed inside Werewolf by Night?
he was
That's
in
pretty
he
dope.
was
Yeah, he was
I
in
think he has a
shown,
movie or some shit coming out down the way, but that's dope. It got 100%. Ooh,
He's
Todd.
actually shown attacking and actually killing people, like disintegrating them and whatnot with like single touches. Like he would like grab someone's head and he would just start like atomizing them slowly and whatnot. He was actually blatantly shown as like a decent threat.
Yo, I've got Todd Howard asking if I'm going to stick with just Lantern scaling. He loves to see other DC scaling. I do have some other content laying around, not going to sugarcoat it. Definitely check out my Dr. Manhattan video. It's one of my favorite ones, dude. It's some of the best editing I've ever done. On top of that, I also have a pretty dang video on Zatanna too, so definitely give that a shot. I do plan on diversifying my content and making things a little bit out there. I just got a new rig so I could actually do stuff like that now because my old computer had problems A, streaming, and B, maintaining the software editor I had, and it's not even a high class one. So I've just got a brand new program on here. I'm still learning how to use it, but yeah, should be all sorts of content down the way. I'm definitely looking forward to diversifying content. Bear with me just a little bit longer, guys. I want to roll through just some of these really easy ones. Warrior of the Darklands is in Streamception currently. Let's see. Who's the best magic user in both DC and Marvel? Strange, I think for the most part within DC. The limitations of magic, and it depends on what you consider exclusively magic in both verses. Strange for Marvel pretty consistently. For DC,
I disagree with that. I'm not gonna lie, I disagree with that, bro.
Who do you think is stronger than Strange consistently?
I feel like Doctor Doom is, bro. Like, that
Doctor
goes-
Doom is stated to be like an equal with him.
Yeah, I agree. If it was just a purely magic duel, they were about to roll up on one another, and they were like, "Hey, yo, nothing but magic." I would take Strange in that pretty comfortably. Now I agree. If you include magic and science, I think things change because what he lacks in his magic, he makes up for in the field of science, which makes him more diverse.
It to Doom. I give it to Doom because he had that feat where he went back in time and learned like all unknown magic that's ever happened, and that includes stuff that Doctor Strange didn't even know about. So that's why I give it to him.
I mean, that's fair. I just don't traditionally see him fighting the threats that Strange does consistently with his magic. He might even have that power, that prowess and that skill. Not denying that. I mean, after all, when it came down to things in the 2015 Secret Wars run, it inevitably came down to Doom and Strange working together to essentially enact a plan to defeat the Beyonders, characters that we now understand to be in one of the highest realms within the context of like Marvel. So, like, very clearly, do they have the capabilities of both enacting plans and strategies on a similar level to one another? But, once again, in terms of scheming, I definitely would give it to Doom. In terms of raw power, we're just, like, going to walk up on one another, especially with magic, I would still have to go Strange. But, I mean, to be fair, who do you think you got in DC, huh?
Pretty impressive, though. Doom's pretty impressive when it comes to, like, a tactical mind and whatnot. So I can see Doom. Like, I wouldn't put it past Doom if he did roll up and win that somehow. But it's
I think he... I don't know. It's very close. It's very close.
Can't believe Tim is over here getting pressed on stream. Oh,
I feel like
it's not about being pressed. I mean, y'all can add extra shit. You don't have to agree with me. That's the best part about being on this server and hanging out with me. Is like we can both have really solid opinions, but it's not like we're gonna fucking kill each other over it.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what?
Apparently, Doom is doing some crazy stuff in the current Avengers run. He's like bodying everybody.
Currently, actually watching like a live stream with like the sound off on YouTube right now, Lumos, and like everything is out of sync. It's kind of funny because like you talk and then your like live stream self talks.
Yeah, there is like I think it's like a 10 to 15 second delay or some shit. Or maybe it's not even that long. But I know there is a delay.
No, it's like 4 to 5 seconds.
Is it 4 to 5 seconds?
Around there. So.
Guys, good night. I gotta go to work.
Let's see what else we got repping over here. Oh, I need to get DC Magic users. Hold on, what'd you say? Hit me with it.
Oh yeah, by the way, Lumos, the new Destiny 2 season starts tomorrow, so...
Let's go!
For about 2... Yeah, and Rasputin, you should... See, the thing is, Rasputin, every time he comes back, he's the strongest character. So... Like...
best scaling for Destiny coming out in 2 days?
Yeah. Well, no, tomorrow, actually.
Or tomorrow? Yeah, let's go. That's not even 4 hours. Let's go.
Yeah, also the new
power scale, Destiny, Lumos? Is that what I hear?
This guy actually does a lot of content on Destiny. From what I'm hearing, it's definitely a verse worth getting into. With like I'll admit I'm not even that far into the game, but just the stuff I'm hearing from like random factions and stuff. Like, they're casually traveling through time or have altered all of history. They don't exist in the time stream or, like, in a timeline. They have realms that they can create outside of the timelines and stuff. Like, and that's all, like, the really simple, down-to-earth stuff. Oh, infinite dimensions, too. So, like, it's looking to be pretty powerful. I could definitely, as time goes on, see myself wandering around, doing a few matchups or, like, even power scaling out some of, like the general factions and stuff, because I don't see a lot of people talk about Destiny content like at all.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way. Okay, Comp Anti-Monitor, I threw him up against the strongest version of Crota from Destiny. Crota still won against Comp Anti-Monitor because he's stronger.
What? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, actually, Crota has enough of a scaling edge on any monitor, but that by the time he's done getting amps, he's eventually going to one-shot and kill him. Although it will take sustained effort.
Too bad I'm biased.
Well, I don't know. I'll dig into it. I'm sure we can have a conversation down the way. I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't listened to that bad boy, so I'll get to that and I'll see what this guy's arguments were for the anti-monitor to see if I can at least brush it up and give him a much stronger standing. Because every once in a while I hear somebody's arguments for anti-monitor, and I'm like, no! It's the worst thing ever.
Dude,
But-
I just like throwing like strong ass shit against each other to see
Well,
what
you
happens.
should. I mean,
That's
if you're packing up against the anti-monitor, bro, you had best be bringing it because he's like
Yeah,
a fucking
bro.
nightmare, man.
bruh, Oryx is the man's daddy. He gave
Yo.
Crota that concept.
In terms of back to the original point, because I'm a very easily distracted person. Okay, in terms of DC, yo, I think best DC Magic users I can think of probably be Fate, like the actual entity Fate,
Okay.
Spectre from the
Spectre would
90s.
count? Spectre would count? I thought he was more of a...
He uses magic.
Okay, I guess. I thought he was more of like a Galactus type of character where he was like a fundamental law of order kind of thing. I didn't know he like directly used
So-
magic.
The way, oh yeah,
Oh
he
no,
uses all
but
sorts of
Batman
magic.
kicked him though.
Yeah, if you check that panel, the next panel is him looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? You think you can kick me? But like, I think that the collective unconsciousness, okay, is this idea of everything. That idea that's in the mind. That is essentially what the God Sphere is. Okay? Like there are these interconnected and interrelated features that all exist within the God Sphere.
What about someone like Upside Down Man?
He, unironically, he is the opposite to magic. He is like the fundamental opposite. The collective unconsciousness, we think of something and that something manifests. That manifestation is like magic, right? So Hecate, this goddess who essentially was the idea of potentiality or like the consciousness that exists, way back in the day, she existed. Upside Down Man and Eclipso were both meant to be her counter in case she wilded out and got out of control. So like, those things have their places, exactly. Spectre draws on those powers, given you might be able to argue it's the powers of the presence, which once again, the powers of the presence include all powers, all the foundational forces of creation. So maybe he's tapping into more. This is why my primary answer was actually Mordru, because Mordru specifically can manipulate magic on an absurd level. He was powerful enough to give characters a chunk of his power that could threaten Upside Down Man, and also just like torture Hecate, who is like the concept of magic, the concept of the God Sphere. So
Okay.
Yeah,
so
like-
Mordru was more powerful than Upside Down Man.
you could probably make arguments. He also never engaged him directly and seemingly didn't want to, but he gave people powers. And to what degree of him personally? Was it like 10% or was it 90%? We don't know.
So that means
he gave people powers to fight Upside Down Man. Not that
so
that is what
Mordru's
stopped them.
Mordru's in current comics? I didn't even know about that.
Mordru basically, keep in mind this is like the 2018 run of
yeah,
Dark,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Dark
I meant,
whatever
like-
it was.
I
But
meant
like,
like Rebirth and Up. Yeah,
he basically just like showed up, and they were like, "Bro, help us fight Upside Down, and we're gonna get fucked." And he's like, he takes some of my power, losers, and I'm sure you'll make do." And just kind of pieced outside of the whole multiverse. And you could look at that as like a variety of different ways. Like, yo, was he afraid of him and just gave our heroes the best chance they could to survive? But like, also, if he's leaving the multiverse, I mean,
yeah, better things to do.
yeah, he could just be fucking peacing out. Like, he don't have to give a fuck. Like, why am I hanging out with you losers if this asshole's gonna show up and blow the whole place up? It'd be boring after that point in time. So who knows? He's on some shit. He's out wandering in the overvoid apparently. So we're just gonna go find out what's happening with him down the way.
Oh, he's in the Overvoid?
Yeah, he left the entire multiverse after that. He peaced out. He's like, fuck this shit. Because Upside Down Man was going to devour everything in the multiverse, so he wasn't gonna be here. So fuck that shit.
Oh yeah, and I definitely give it some Mordru.
Mordru's pretty scary. But yeah, let's see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me hit up just a few more of these before we meme out here. Cousins Ben Risley. Look for games to buy. Infamous any good? I've heard really good things about them. Haven't played them personally. Alien X.
Infamous is really good. Game I'd
I
also
don't know
recommend
about
for fun,
Infamous Second Son. I have played and beat Infamous 2.
Is it good?
Infamous 1, it's good, but I like 2 way better.
I agree with that take a lot, actually.
Okay. Let's see
Like,
here.
I played Second Son like years back, and I didn't have an issue with it. I played Infamous Second Son when it was like new to the PS4 in like 2015, 2014.
Alien X versus Infinity Ultron. I'm not gonna lie.
Alien X vs. Infinity.
I think
I wanna
that
say...
my gut feeling tells me Alien X, but I would have to dig into more MCU scaling for the Infinity Stones because like
the Ultron wins that.
they have like really good statements, but they effectively work differently in every universe. So it's like really hard to hold them accountable to like scaling to everything. We know that he can like physically tackle people through the multiverse, but
I dropped my take.
I don't know, man. That one's weird to me. Yeah, go for it.
I would have to say Infinity Ultron wins that because according to one of the showrunners or like the writers of What If, when Ultron was smashing or when he was basically beating up the Watcher, it was confirmed that they weren't just destroying singular universes but like multiverses as a whole. And we actually know that the Infinity Stones can work outside their own universe, given the fact that Ultron was actively using them outside of his own. And then
It doesn't?
the machine that was meant to destroy the Infinity Stones Ultron was using in that one universe didn't work on those Infinity Stones, but as you could see during that fight, he was still outright using them to combat the Multiversal Avengers team.
But doesn't Alien X have like hyperversal scaling?
If you want to take a non-canon statement way out of proportions, you can say that he at least has their individual universes contain 26 dimensions. But like,
that's not canon. Okay.
I have not
big
seen
Ben 10 guy.
anybody besides Ben 10 fans genuinely rep it. If it was a little bit more like solid, like, hey, we have infinite dimensions, like inverse, like stated 100%, and they meant like spatial, I think I'd be a little bit more respectful to it. Or like something in universe that's like, hey, yeah, we kind of have this. Or like if we had an interview by like the guy who created it, and he was like, hey, yeah, like this is kind of is the case. Like I think things would be a little bit different.
Basically the person, to my knowledge, that states that it has like 26 dimensions or whatever, I can't remember. I think it was one of the Men of Action, or like I think it was Derek J. Wyatt, and he did write some of Ben 10, but his job wasn't primarily writing Ben 10. His job was coming up with like character designs, if I recall correctly. Don't quote me here. I used to debate this a while back, actually. I was one of the dudes that would rep that Alien X was pretty like high.
So
when
it comes to using like statements as credibility, I think the important thing is the person has a severe amount of significance. It can't just be some dipshit, right? Or like an artist or something like that. Like that removes the level of credibility to me. And I know like all my OG like long-term fans are be like, oh my god, but Lumos, I swear to god, you use guidebooks and statements and shit all the time. And it's like, well, okay, well that's true, but you gotta look at who those people are from. Like, I'm gonna trust when Grant Morrison writes a book on something for it to be like accurate, right? If he's writing on behalf of DC, a DC multiversal guidebook, yeah, I'm probably gonna look at that and say, yeah, it's probably gonna be what's fucking intelligent. If Scott Snyder literally has an interview on behalf of the company for death metal, I'm probably going to trust his interview statements, you know? But if like Joe Bob, who works on like the paneling, says in the story it was meant to be this, and there's nothing really like clarifying it in any shape, way, or form, and no notable like landslides, like writers or anything have said it, then like I'd put a lot less credibility into that stuff, like a lot less, in my opinion.
I mean, Sure, at DC and Marvel, or like at comic companies in general, sure, editors do have a power. I don't deny that, but like when it comes to a writer's statement in comparison to an editor's statement, I'm definitely gonna take a writer's statement. But if a story is very vague about something, then I guess I have certain reason to discredit a writer's statement.
Yeah, the more content they've produced, and the more consistent that content is, the better off it is, which is why using like legends in the industry is.
I feel like if it doesn't contradict the source material, then it's fine.
No, by itself that doesn't work.
Well, not to use it for scaling, but to use it as like.
But that's fine. I'm not saying in terms of scaling either. Like, I'm just saying in general, it can't just contradict. It needs to not only contradict, but be able to work in a place where it won't possibly bring other things into question, even if it doesn't outright contradict.
Oh yeah, like that too.
Like any form of complication to begin with will just automatically make something valid instead of sound. I think as long as it doesn't contradict and I can meld it with the story, I consider it sound. Any other circumstance, I'd probably call it valid.
Yo, if somebody hit me up and said, hey, yo, this guy worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender. He says there's high outer structures inside Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, there's nothing in the source material that contradicts that, right? But it's like, yo, but there is fucking literally nothing leading me to that conclusion.
Yeah.
So like statements like that,
yeah.
the bigger the statement, right? The bigger the claim, the larger the evidence and the body of evidence is to required to like balance that shit out, right? If you're gonna make a big ass claim, you gotta balance it with some dope ass evidence. I feel like 9 times out of 10, the people who make the biggest claims are the worst people to do it. So like we effectively get fucking nowhere in that department. As long as it's not like that. Then...
I feel like DC should like publish like materials and then like encyclopedias when it comes to like their lore and their cosmology occasionally. Like they have that a DC multiverse guidebook that basically explains away creation. A DC book that
I got it right here. What a coincidence.
I got my encyclopedia over on my bookshelf right over there. I would grab it and show it, but it's not like you could turn like the audience to me even if I did. So it doesn't matter.
I'm just trolling. I went back and I grabbed mine just for the memes because it's like literally right behind me on the counter here.
How thick is that actually?
Oh, it's like 100 something pages or something like that. I don't know. It's a thick boy. You can watch the stream if you want to see how fucking massive that bad boy is.
Yep, I am. I just saw. I was just watching it on stream too. That was nice. I was thinking of getting that.
Definitely do. I would recommend anybody check that out. There's a lot of really good statements that is really good confirmations of things that were never directly stated on, but were heavily implying. So there's a lot of really good confirmation for things that I know a lot of haters out there are not big fans of. Presence being strongest. But you know.
Oh yeah, hey Lumos.
What's up?
Hey Lumos, I thought of something interesting.
What's up? Hit me with it.
Comic Ultron versus Rasputin.
That could get pretty interesting, I would imagine. I'm not as well versed in like blatant scaling just off the top of my head for Marvel, but I know Ultron has done some pretty dumb shit and has been empowered by some really dangerous shit. If I was to think of an Ultron, you'd probably need to really while out like a potato against some really high-end shit in Destiny. We're probably going to be taking not Allfather Ultron. What was the End-All Ultron? Fuck. It was in that one or the one that was after Annihilation. Either one would be pretty disgusting. They're like the stronger versions. They're not just like, lol, I'm a robot.
Yeah. One of your Lost Soul in the chat asked pre-retcon Beyonder versus Anti-Monitor, and then Avengers versus Starro the Conqueror.
Okay, let's do pre-retcon versus Anti-Monitor. Current day pre-retcon Beyonder. Oh man, after that Beyonder series dropped, dude, that's things got a lot more interesting because before I do like anti-monitor with one tap. Before this newest run, in my opinion.
Defender stuff.
Yeah, I think anti-monitor would have definitely one tapped. Nowadays, honestly, I think they're an equal. Beyonder probably has a superior. I think Beyonder currently, because he's like rolling through the white hot room. He's scared of being on that level, but he can move through there. And that's some impressive shit. The anti-monitor can move throughout all layers of creation, and if you believe a specific statement in the first Crisis event, he claims that he could move through the wall, implying he can move through the source wall. If he has the AP to be moving through the source wall before any Crisis event, I think anti-monitor could take that. But I'll admit, that is real speculative. If he can just blatantly ignore the source wall and source energies like that, because he's that powerful, I don't know if Beyonder would be able to harm him, personally.
Hang on. How many people do you have in your live stream right now? Get those likes up, boys.
Yeah, let's go.
Do it for the homie. Do it for the homie Lumos.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Send this shit to your friends, bro.
Yeah,
hang out.
Yeah, the last I saw, the fucking chat had 12 or 13 people.
Let's go.
So it's yeah. So let's see if we can get more peeps watching the show.
Yeah, big.
Come on, at least get this to 20 likes. 20 likes.
Avengers vs Starro. Yo, that's super unfortunate for. That shit would be rough, dude, because it would heavily depend on what who the team is, right? Because almost every one of the Justice League members are all on that Hulk Thor tier, consistently, and bro, and Starro, especially early on, could fight them all simultaneously. I think that'd be pretty rough for some of the Avengers crews. The mid and low tiers would get.
Oh, Starro versus the
real
Avengers.
problems.
That's saddening. I think. I don't think there's enough powerful Avengers. The current Avengers.
Current Avengers would probably win.
Apparently, Iron Man got nerfed in current comics.
I was about to say, if we're giving him the super god powers, okay, yeah, that's that shit ain't gonna happen.
No, I wasn't even talking about that. In regular base, he should scale to Thor and Hulk in his regular base armor, but apparently he got a new armor that's weaker than his original.
He always says that shit, but then he rolls up on Hulk and Thor whenever they get pissed off, and they just beat the shit out of him. And he's always put back in his place. He's always talking shit until he gets close to him. And then fucking Thor grabs his ass by the throat and says, "You're just a man in a tin can, remember? I'll fucking turn you into a goddamn light bulb if I want." And threw his ass to the side.
I can give one example where it's weird. And when Thor came back to life in 2007, he literally pulled up on Iron Man, beat the dog
crap out of Iron Man. Yeah.
But in the same era, Dark Avengers, Iron Man scaled to Iron Patriot, who was Norman Osborn at the time, and Norman Osborn was giving Thor a hard time to the point where Captain America had to jump up in the sky and save Thor. So I don't know.
But the difference there is you were not only did the madman Norman Osborn get Iron Man's weaponry, but he had his weaponry, and all of the weaponry was the intent to kill, whereas Iron Man does not have the same unique propensity to create weapons to murder and injure people.
I pointed out because Iron Man got dog walked by Thor. Meanwhile, Iron Patriot was not taking damage on the same level.
Wasn't taking damage on the same level. I'll agree with that, but Iron Patriot also wasn't soloing Thor. He sent his fucking homeboy Sentry in to do that shit. He didn't want no fucking. He didn't want to scrap with him directly.
I was talking about before that moment.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, bro.
Sentry did come in.
Oh, you're streaming?
Dark Rex hopped in. He said something in the top chat or the YouTube chat. Shuma Garath versus Starro the Conqueror, and then Sebastian Porter commented, Vandal Savage versus the Avengers.
All right, let's see here. So Doomslayer from Doom Eternal's pretty crazy shit. I've heard like 60 arguments. Haven't scaled it myself.
Oh,
Seems
no,
pretty safe.
I know the arguments for the Slayer. I know a lot of them. If he gets ranked to 1A, the arguments don't work because there's no 1A scaling to begin with for the Slayer. The problem is he's around Infinite 5D. If you use the scaling from Davoth and the multiverse and whatnot, you have to use the Miracle Machine, then you have to use the cosmology related with it. The 6D argument, the problem is the 6th dimension statement for Doom, we don't know if it's a 6-dimensional topography or if it's a 6-dimensional stacking realm. So since we don't know the local topography of the dimension, we can't actually call it 6D. So we're kind of stuck with 5D to Infinite 5D for Slayer.
Yeah.
Same deal. It's the same deal for Kratos. People try to argue 6D for Kratos, but like we don't know.
I think it's within
6D,
reason, but you kind of do have to jump off the hill of, if you believe that it is a spatial dimension that he's referring to, then it is the 6th. That one, until there's like any form of evidence, it could be, but it's just not confirmed.
6D, I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen
See,
outer
it's just
scaling.
I would
no.
100%.
I've seen outers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be promising that.
No. Doom.
Doesn't Poutine scale the Slayer? Doesn't Poutine scale the Slayer to outer, bro?
I was talking about
people link
Kratos.
him
I was talking about
outer.
Kratos. Kratos has outer scaling.
Look.
I don't know how though.
There's a lot of people who will scale shit to fucking anything. Okay, I could scale
True. Yeah.
anything to fucking wherever I wanted, right? But like, I think there's a difference between like what these characters actually legitimately get to versus like whatever somebody wants to make the characters, which I think is well.
Yeah, where does DCAU Superman scale?
Me?
Hey,
I
animated?
heard,
Animated. I'm talking to Lumos.
oh.
Did you say?
I know.
If
I
you-
know he said he could be as fast as light.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
he has
flown across
FTO.
the universe. He's moved across the whole planet
He's-
pretty quickly. Like even
He's
just running,
FTO
not
to
flying.
MFTO.
If you believe the dark side he fights is on Apocalypse, the true Apocalypse in the God Sphere, your scaling goes from like maybe he's solar system to safely outer.
Do you get him to solar system from that one episode where he like survived a black hole or whatever, where he like survived or like resisted the pull of it?
You can get him the solar system regardless because Amazo is
Yeah.
the solar system.
I mean, but Superman wasn't even relative to him.
He was
No
still
one-
taking hits, and I was talking about in the current comics.
Yeah, because
In the cartoon.
the cartoon ends and the comics start, and there's like you wouldn't believe some of the stupid shit that fucking android has been through in the recent comics, bro. It is
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
so
doing
Are
crazy
there?
stuff.
Wait, hang on. The DCAU has current
yeah,
running
like
comics.
that's still coming out. Yeah,
It's called Justice League Infinite, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Justice League
wild stuff.
It's cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, literally the first comic, I believe, Amazo like destroys a solar system off that, and that was him holding back.
Well, that Amazo starts flying through higher dimensions and talking about
Yeah.
like all of DC cosmology. He gets like the
Yeah.
fucking anti-life equation, and it's just like fucking going ham.
Oh yeah,
Like,
currently
it's
he has
crazy.
anti-life
Well, I
equation.
mean, yeah,
He's fighting
there
the
was
whole
that
Justice
one
League
evil
right now.
Amazo. There was that evil Amazo that did like destroy all of creation too, as
No,
like as a byproduct.
This is regular Amazo, dog, not the evil one. This is just regular.
Yeah, it's
Regular
wacky
dude.
stuff.
It's regular. He was insane.
Okay,
Oh.
Shuma
Dang.
versus Starro.
I want
I
the
feel
old
like
DCAU back.
Shuma
Like,
has
bro, I
better
want
hats and has no
shows.
resistances to that shit, and to a
We
lot of the
need
shit that Starro
DCAU
does.
shows.
Facts.
Okay.
I would love to see a Green Lantern show in that universe. I'm just saying.
So I heard Darkseid in the comics currently is pretty busted.
Yeah,
he is.
current Darkseid in the comics has refused with every iteration of himself across all of not only time
When has he not been busted though?
but also hyper time, which includes any form he ever had before, and is now attempting to
Wait.
access
So
power
this is
from the Great Darkness.
so this is a composite Darkseid.
Yeah, this is by definition composite Darkseid.
So my man, we're going to throw him up against Orc sometime and see how he does.
We definitely could, because last we saw him, the only thing that confirmed scales above him is the Great Darkness. Clearly the present
Well-
should too, but like we haven't seen those two throw hands recently. So.
Yeah. Well, here's the idea, right? They both want to be Death. Darkseid especially right now because he's trying to be comp Darkseid, and Oryx wants to be a death because he wants to be Sword Logic.
Okay,
It's
whoa,
done
whoa,
nothing.
whoa.
The Sword Logic god.
Don't lowball him with Darkseid, okay? Darkseid doesn't want to be death. He just wants to control everything in creation, okay? 100% different. He's not about just killing people. He wants to take away your free will from you.
What?
Yeah, he wants to make you slaves, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has that Oryx energy. They both want to slave everything.
They just got big boy energy, bro. They the big bads who want to beat people up,
Yeah.
okay? That's just how it be. And
They
both
do.
find a job.
All right, guys. Let's
Yeah.
move on to Shuma Gorath versus Starro the Conqueror.
I said this one earlier. I think Shuma doesn't suffer from a lot of the shit Starro could fuck with. Because like his mind hacks and any of his like I almost said Starmies. What the hell are they? Starmies and Staryus. His little pods that he throws up on people to control their minds.
Oh yeah.
Like
dude.
Shuma doesn't
That's
really have a
insane.
lot of weakness to anything like that. So like I don't like, other than just the straightforward mind hacks, which I'll agree are pretty strong, but like even if his are like top tier, and depending on which statement you want to use, Starro does have statements of being the best telepath in the universe and the multiverse. Like you might be able to argue like Starro would be able to get through to Shuma, but I think if shit like that was possible, then Strange would have done something similar a long time ago with the mind hacks against him. But he never did, as far as I'm aware of, in terms of like mind taxing Shuma. And I don't think Strange is so stupid he never tried mind taxing one of his most significant enemies in the earlier years.
Vandal
I forgot
Savage
about
versus
Shuma
the
Gorath.
Avengers.
With extreme prep time, I could see him doing it. He fucked most of the Avengers up.
Who?
Vandal Savage, but like he had an absurd amount of prep time from somebody within. So if he got, let's say we're doing Tower of Babel, and to give everyone in the comment section or in the chat an idea of what this was, in Tower of Babel, there's a notorious like animated movie that covers these events, where essentially Vandal Savage gets the files from the Bat computer that were all of the heroes' weaknesses and how Batman would kill them, and then or subdue them in quotations, and then he basically enacts more lethal versions of those plans on all of the heroes and defeats all of them. If it wasn't for Batman figuring this out and not having a contingency plan for himself, then essentially everyone on the league would have died. This happened in the 90s, I want to say mid to late 90s, and so like Superman was on the team, Batman was on the team, Wonder Woman was on the team, Kyle Rayner was on the team, Wally West was on the team. Let's see, there was like two more too. They just got absolutely obliterated by this. So if he got something, Vandal Savage got something similar. Let's say he got like Tony Stark's freak out, emergency press button here scans of his way of dealing with every single character. Would it work?
I feel like it depends on which like era of the Avengers. I feel like if it was against like the new Avengers way back in like 2005, I feel like it would work. But current Avengers,
why wouldn't it work on the current Avengers?
Busted. Said what now?
Why wouldn't it work on the current Avengers? Hit me with it.
Oh,
Current
him like
Avengers
battling the
since-
current
okay, so
Avengers?
since- okay, let me explain this, or let me try to explain this, Tim. I feel like the current Avengers have like grown so much in power since they're like
this includes
2000s
who?
counterparts.
This includes who?
Thor. We've seen Iron Man get build better stuff in the past. We've seen, I mean, even Sentry. He merged with his Void self or the Void or
Wait,
whatever.
he's on the
And
Avengers
then-
right now? Isn't he dead?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just bringing up Avengers in general. Like that's how I was.
Okay, give me the
looking at
current cast of the Avengers that you're referencing, Tim.
Let me see if I remember everybody. I have to use Google to remind myself for a minute because they did change a few people.
Damn,
Avengers.
this is how bad the current Avengers roster is, bro. We can't even figure out who the fuck's on it. Holy shit.
No, because Jason Aaron was
Whatever, Spider-Man's
like-
adding.
So like,
Yeah, there's a
let's
lot.
go with, we got Captain America, we have Captain Marvel,
Yeah, Captain America
probably.
always. Iron Man, She-Hulk, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, Miss Marvel, or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel.
Bro, who in the fuck is Vandal Savage supposed to be afraid of on this crew? Thor? It's like the only one here I think would be an actual problem.
In the
Not
yeah,
Captain
in
Marvel
Thor,
too.
yeah.
She does have some really
And
good shit
Thor.
recently.
What? No. Well, I guess Iron Man got nerfed, so well, from what I've heard, I don't know how true that is. And then we have people like Black Panther, and Black Panther's been getting like crazy amps lately, bro. I don't know. I don't think if Vandal Savage did have like the prep time thing or whatever, like okay, sure. But
Yeah,
him going
this is
out
all under
and-
the context of the prep time. If he doesn't get the prep time, then he's just like fucked, right? He's like a guy. He's Batman level, but like, right? He's not gonna be fighting Thor as a Batman level combatant. Like, come on. It has to be underneath the guys that he gets like access to their shit. Otherwise, this
To
would
create-
be a stomp.
create
Yeah.
a good story though.
That-
If he had prep time during the time like in New Avengers way back in 2005, that would probably be perfect. Because that was a time where they were all broken.
Yeah,
They were
during
just starting out again.
the disassembled shit.
Yeah, like after that, and when they were just starting again, like, during that prison break stuff, like that would have been a perfect time. If Vandal Savage was in Marvel, obviously. But yeah.
You know what, Tim? I think it's funny that you have this energy whenever you hop in this server, but when you're in your own, you're
He's
always...
so selfish.
Yeah, I'm calling you out on that one.
But when I'm in my own server, all people do is talk about scaling. It's like, I don't get to talk about narrative, except with you
Narrative is
and
so much
Mally.
funner than scaling. It's like 10 out of 10 better, bro. Because like you can at least rationalize some of this shit. Whereas like whenever, especially you're looking at a scaling server, it's like who can jerk off what character to what level fastest, and then like the conversation's over.
Well, it's like a lot of people on my server, I feel like are there to learn about comics and not inherently talk about them experiencing reading them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is.
Not with that homie, and not with the current homie in there, Drip, bro. Not with, bro. He's gonna
Okay,
try to
yeah,
debunk Marvel. He's gonna try to debunk outer Marvel scaling, and he doesn't think DC reaches outer. That's crazy.
No,
Okay.
what
Well,
makes
like,
it worse
whatever-
is that DC is 5D. That's
Whatever,
what-
whatever memes that you guys got going on the other server, y'all can leave them there, bro. There's some dude thinking that
I will.
DC's not
I
outer,
will,
bro.
yeah.
That shit's weird as fuck to me.
It's just
Imagine.
Dragon Ball fans. It's just the Dragon Ball fans.
He
bro.
has Goku
Dragon
at
Ball
high outer
community,
too.
bro.
He has
Holy
Goku.
shit.
Yeah, he
Wait,
has
wait,
Goku at
who?
high outer.
Is Goku
Wait,
at high outer?
No.
No. Who has Goku at high outer?
Drip
This is
dude.
Fucking
This-
crazy.
I won't
people,
this dude
bro.
named-
I won't say the full name. I won't say the full name. I won't say the full name, but his first name is Drip. And basically, the dude, he's currently working on a debunk for Outer Marvel, so that way he can put Dragon Ball above it. But he's already so-called worked on an actual quote-unquote debunk for DC not being Outer. He thinks DC is like Complex Multi.
Well,
That's funny as hell.
Back to the narrative stuff. Back to the narrative. Let's not ruin the stream, bro. That's not ruin the
well,
stream.
I mean,
I know,
you find people who intentionally downplay every other verse ever, like all the time. I think
Yeah.
it's far more important to actually try
Might
to
turn
say
into-
things in an honest way, but I'm rare amongst
might have
the
to turn
scaling
into Vamp.
community for that.
I have to turn into Vamp Tim and start putting Hawkeye at Boundless just cause.
Yo, hit me with some more questions down low, peoples. Hit us with it. We're chilling. We're vibing tonight, okay?
Abraham Lincoln versus Van Halen or Helsing. I would assume that's Helsing.
Fuck. Is he talking about like
I don't know
Abraham
who that
Lincoln, the Vampire Slayer one? Is that the meme?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Lost Soul. Can you specify?
I'm
if
pretty
it's,
sure. That's the only way I
insane.
could tie that into my brain, so I'm assuming that's what he is. Lost knows what's up, so I know he's got it good. Let's see.
I mean, I've seen some really bonkers stuff for Lincoln the Vampire Hunter. So
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It had to be in reference to that.
Oh, Blade victims for real.
I have to say something. If in the next few minutes I randomly cut out, it's just Discord being weird. So,
Yeah.
who's ever, if I'm talking and I'm like investing my time into like responding to someone in stream and I cut out, my bad. I'll just hop back like in like 5 seconds after.
It's all good, bro.
it's all good.
We ain't sweating.
Highest Dragon Ball reaches is multiversal. It doesn't get any higher than that. Yeah, that's what we were trying to tell the Drip dude, but like
So,
he's
can,
trying to
we
argue
t-
metaphysics gets you to outer and
can we
whatnot.
talk about something, bro? Can we talk about that stupid Midnight Suns game, bro?
That
Yo,
Midnight
what's going on
Suns
with
game
that?
didn't
has
play
I
it.
haven't heard
The
anything
Midnight-
on it yet.
I didn't play
Oh.
it, but I was watching the story mode or whatever on YouTube. I was like, why not? You know, let's look at it, see if it's cool or whatever. And the animation and gameplay looked garbage, bro.
It's just like
I was not messing with it, bro.
it's
I
like
was not
XCOM,
messing-
isn't it?
I don't know.
Like where
That
you essentially
animation
have
was
like
gooky though.
You have like a cast of characters, you move them across the battlefield, and it's like turn based, right?
That's like an RPG kind of thing. It's,
Yeah.
I do not like it. I don't like the format. Like they should have made it like a free roam-esque kind of deal, and
Who
then
were
they
some of
would've
the
broke
characters
it.
in that shit?
Or just
Wolverine, Scarlet
And it-
Witch.
the villain was so
oh.
whack, bro. It was Venom that was controlled by a demon. Like what? Why is that an issue for y'all? Why is Doctor Strange struggling with the demonized Venom? Like,
Well,
and
to
it
be
wasn't-
fair, like we can't say that anymore, right? Like Venom is fucked up
can't?
in verse now.
Yeah,
True.
Venom's a fucking king in
True.
black.
True. It's just the context of the game. The context of the game. Because like it's like, oh, Doctor Strange is all powerful wizard, and then Venom that doesn't have any crazy powers. He's just a strong dude. Is giving everybody a hard time.
Two things.
Like,
things.
okay.
The only good thing about like Midnight Suns is not the gameplay at all. It's more so the cutscenes and like the trailer, the animated trailers. Secondly, Lost Soul actually did respond, and it was Vampire Slayer Lincoln. So I guess now you can answer it, Lumos.
Nah, if you don't know shit about Vampire Slayer Lincoln, it always sounded pretty meme. I remember the commercials for that shit. I have this unique superpower, okay? And this unique superpower is the ability to remember absurdly stupid shit that has no relevance to me in the real world whatsoever. And so I'll remember weird shit like that, like trailers and shit, years down the way, even though like I have no actual reason to care and or.
Bleach is hyperversal.
Bleach is hyperversal.
Godslayer said
Fuck no.
some crazy scaling I've been seeing right now is Bleach is hyperversal. Bleach is uni or uni plus at best. You know what? Bogan is the kind of guy.
Safely uni, like 10 out of 10. Like I haven't scaled out Bleach, but just having watched through, I think uni is pretty safe. I know they mess around with hyperspaces and shit too, so like
Yeah.
they do
Bleach
have some
would be
pretty scary scaling. Characters who
scaling-
destroyed hyperspaces as well.
The scaling would be fine if they just dug deeper in their cosmology.
Yeah, it's one of those things that a lot of verses suffer from, where like they have everything. You have everything you really need to come to a conclusion that it 100% is. It's just a lot of the sticklers who are all about 100% stated, like the sticklers are just never going to.
High skeptics, basically.
Yeah, are never going to give in to that. I think there's a certain, and I'll admit I'm guilty of this to a certain extent with like DC, is I'll formulate a theory using a variety of ideas to come to a conclusion. And I'll be like 100% accurate. Like, for example, Necron being related to the Great Darkness. I called that shit fucking ages ago. I'll admit, there's just a lot of statements that very heavily implied similar things. And based on a variety of very clear, like, relative features, it's not too hard to, like, point them away. I never could 100% say, yo, this is a fact, it's 100% true, but, like, the logic leads you there. And I think a lot of people, they feel like it's 100% if that is the case. Even if it's rational, even if it's heavily probable, even though it's possible, that doesn't mean it's heavily probable, or has a high chance of being probable, so.
Gotta go, battery is dying. Alright, see you later, Lasso.
Hey, later, bro. Be safe. Thanks for hanging out.
The light novel scaling is pretty nutty, but the cosmology does need work and much more depth, honestly.
Yeah, I think that, like, light novels and shit like that always have, like, the best fucking shit. Like, the best scaling and stuff like that. The problem is it's not in the main content, so it's a lot harder to sell people on it, which is...
Bro,
kinda
you're right. It's always the light novels. It's always the novels and whatnot for anime that provide, like, good scaling. I would also say for, like, movies, too, though. Like there's novelizations
Predator
of
and Alien scaling.
movies.
The Predator and Alien scaling is literally in the novels. Well, the comics too, but a lot of it's in the novels.
Then there's also some of the really whack Godzilla scaling for Monsterverse from the novel shit.
Yeah,
Up Gravity Titan. Up Gravity Titan. Lumos.
Yo, what's up?
High.
What's up, my boy? He's got a video coming out here real soon. I'm pushing Jobber to crank this shit out. He's got a Parallax Hal Jordan video coming out here in a bit, dude, and I am looking so
Dude,
much
Splash?
forward to that.
I'm low key about to look up Gravity Titan right now and probably go see if I'm subscribed to him already or not.
Yeah, do it. He's got a channel. He also makes content. He knows what's up. Yo,
I think
if
I
you get the
am
chance, go
subscribed
subscribe to Gravity
Gravity
Titan.
over here. Let me
I'll
see.
do that.
We've been working on some content to get him some solid scaling. So that's gonna be a big W. When we
Actually,
make that
no.
happen.
Hang on. Let me see if that's the right picture. Come on. Gravity Titan.
Oh,
Channel. The right channel. Trying to find Gravity Titan like right now. Does he? Hang on. Let me just look at some of the videos published.
he's a TikTok guy.
Oh, he's a TikTok guy. Let me. My phone is charging right now. Hang on, I'll check it here in a second.
TikTok, King and Queen Lion.
Scaling.
He's a G because he only makes lantern content. Hey,
Okay.
just like all the W's. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. Speaking of TikTok, I always see the most bizarre skills.
Yeah, TikTok.
I know, right?
Whack ass shit, man. I swear to God.
Oh, it has whack stuff like all around. Like it's not even just scaling; it's just people's takes on there in general.
Yeah, it's
I don't like the scaling because people's view on the scaling, it's like the characters that they view in DC and Marvel, it's like they're either like wall level, street tier, or they're outer. Like there's
no
a
in
lot
between.
of the bots, there's no in between ever, and I think that's so weird.
Yeah,
And their
okay.
reasoning for
Following them
scaling
up,
like
I'm
street
following them
tier
up.
so low is so dumb. Like
Just
they'll
give
have
Gravity Titan a follow on TikTok. I only make TikTok videos. Well, I make mainly lantern content. Okay, so I've got 2.6k TikTok. Okay, yeah, I followed you, Gravity.
I'm gonna follow them too.
A lot of people on Quora believe the hand. A lot of people
Yo,
on
Godslayer,
Quora.
you disgust me, bro. Quora is one of the worst places you could possibly
Dude,
go
I would
for
just stay
escape.
off there, please.
Holy
Please stay off
shit.
Quora. Please stay off
Dude,
Quora.
that shit is
like,
comedy to me. Imagine
I would
thinking
just like
that
die.
the hands could beat the source, okay? When we literally have statements of the hands getting their powers from the source. The people on Quora are like the most dishonest, like disingenuous motherfuckers. Like in the entire universe. Holy shit.
Lumos, I found a better way to get Hal making Chrono bleed to outer.
Well, I mean,
It's
bro,
just-
it scales to Ion. Ion literally
I mean-
transcended the whole time stream. Like, yeah, he wielded every single emotional entity. Like, Parallax alone has fucking high outer scaling, so.
I'm the Brandon Moore 2002 guy that followed you, Gravity. I was thinking of uploading content on TikTok eventually, but I just won't.
I need to make more videos. I
I
deleted
need
it
to
a lot.
upload a bunch of my fucking videos to goddamn
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, I did that for a while. I was doing it. I would like every 2 weeks I would just upload all my videos to TikTok. And then unfortunately I found out like there was a limit to how much of that shit you could upload in one day, and I just got bored and never did that.
Did you know there's a statement for Great
You
Darkness?
do one every day.
Raya
You do one
Be
every day.
above the hands.
Oh,
I figured.
Where's that statement from?
I figured that though, honestly.
Yeah, he
Ability.
should be. If he's a greater, I mean, the next crisis logically should be greater than the one before it. And everyone here was cursed with a task. Every crisis was cursed with a task to do shit for the Great Darkness. We need a little bit more info, if I'm being real. But like, he scales above. Like, Pariah scales above and has a direct statement of being above, like, Empty Hand in current Dark Side. Safely. Vastly, I think is the exact term they use, is he scales vastly above Dark Side or Empty Hand. Both of those characters should be at least within the context of DC, like a threat to everything that is on the map that is not the source, the Overvoid, or the Unknown, and the Unknown should be the Great Darkness. Hands sit within the Overvoid and can manipulate multiverses and create multiverses and stuff. Hands probably not. Judges, I think, would be an interesting question. Are we in the judge range finally?
I want to do a collab with DC using The Witness when The Witness finally has shit and Lightfall.
Let's go. That comes out in a while, right? Isn't that like way later?
Yeah, February the 27th. Yeah.
Damn, that's still.
Oh,
that was like this month.
I'm mostly wanting. No, the new season's tomorrow. But no, I'm mostly excited for Callus. Because I'm wanting to use Callus in a video, like against like current Doom or someone else from Marvel. Since he's got that same energy. But I can't do anything with Callus until Lightfall's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to get more into fucking Destiny, bro. If I'm a pro at anything, it's being like really good at knowing like a fuck ton about like a huge variety of verses, and that's one of those that I need to. I just need to invest more time into the game. Because content like that, I only want to I want to experience it myself, because I'm all about experiencing things and story. That's way more important to me than the power scaling, but they kind of go hand in hand. And I'm hoping that A, it's a good story, and B, I'll be able to get at least some characters out of it that I really enjoy and like want to power scale. I feel like a lot of people, whenever they're power scaling, are just power scaling to power scale. Like, it's cool, but like it's not enjoyable. Like, I don't find that fun.
Yeah, I don't either. Honestly, my whole the extent I go with power scaling is I like cool shit. Alright, other people also like cool shit. I could probably do something with this and make it a video.
The way I power scale, it's like I just read the comics and screenshot the fights, and then whatever I pick up, or screenshot the statements too, I guess sometimes, and just pick up whatever is left after that.
My biggest problem is a lot of the shit I want to cover, like, just isn't like fucking super high outer, boundless, plus, multi, extra, mondo.
You know what? I can see, you know what, Lumos, I can definitely respect that, because like a lot of the stuff I like too is like city level, like planet level, like people that try to scale to like get their verses to like the absolute highest they possibly can. Sometimes that can take away the fun within like a verse.
Yeah.
It does.
Or just like entirely ruin its credibility.
Anyone here a Rambo fan?
Say Rambo or Rainbow?
Rambo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like Rambo.
No cap, his fucking explosive arrows have some like building or higher level type shit.
Dude, no way. They were killing characters in Mortal Kombat, bro. So high outer arrows.
That's not just that, but
fuck it.
Let's go.
Isn't there a line about one of his arrows in like from like the fourth movie, like trenching like the ground?
No, it was not the arrows. Those were a set of explosives and a set of mines that he went around and I guess prepped out. And between Rambo 4 and 5, no, 5 and let's see, hold on. 3, 4. Okay, in between 4 and 5. The explosive arrows, those come out of Rambo 2 and Rambo 3 for specifically the feats. Some of his more ruthless type shit we're gonna get from 4 and 5.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's the way Rambo works. He gets more ruthless as he gets older.
He ain't got time to fuck around when he gets older, bro.
No, he doesn't. Like, he just rolls up with so much shit and like Rambo 4, cut your head off, that's it.
Yeah, it just keeps progressively getting harder to understand what he's saying, so he just gets angrier and angrier trying to cover up that mistake.
What? Yeah. When he literally told the dude in Rambo 5, hey, I could have killed you 10 times, but I wanted to watch you suffer.
He gives no fucks.
Yeah, he gives no fuck.
Oh, Brandon, did you see what I sent in VC topics?
No, I'll check it in a second. I'm eating some oatmeal cookies right now.
Well,
Let's see. Gravity Titan. We'll talk more on emotional scaling jazz down the way for like emotional entities and all that fun jazz. They've got some stuff, and especially with hosts, which is important because the scene you're referencing is literally a scene where each one of them had hosts. Each one of the characters he controlled had hosts, so they should logically be their most powerful. But yeah,
that leads
I'll
to
see
an
what I can do
interesting
with you
question.
on that later on. What's up?
What Marvel character would you want to be a part of the Green Lantern Corps?
So Captain America, Ben Grimm.
Ooh, why Captain America? Oh,
Punisher.
yeah, why? Why?
What about
Punisher?
Thor? What about Thor or Hulk?
I
Hulk,
feel like-
definitely not. 10 out of 10 Hulk would never
Yeah,
get a Green
Hulk,
Lantern
no.
ring. Bruce Banner
I don't think
might,
Thor
but
either.
Hulk never would.
I don't think Bruce Banner. I don't think Bruce Banner would make a good Green Lantern.
I
To
think
be
he could.
honest,
I
He's
really
too,
do. He perseveres no matter how horrible the situation is. Yeah, things are shitty. Yeah, he has given up. But in the words of Hal Jordan from one of the more important crossovers he was in, everybody thinks being a Green Lantern is about not having fear. This is where they're wrong. Being a Green Lantern is acknowledging the fear and doing it anyway. I feel like Bruce Banner, throughout the course of his life, has given in to fear on a variety of occasions. He has arguably one of the biggest fears out of any of the characters in the Avengers. But that fear, overcoming that fear, which he has done multiple times, and even learned to work with it, shows a pretty extreme emotional,
through that context, I can agree.
shows some pretty extreme emotional development. Now, I'll admit it's arguable for sure. Like, you can argue whether he's just not feeling it that day or whatever. I just think that there is some level of credence to what he is and what he does whenever it comes to his emotions, will-wise.
Oh yeah, why Captain America though?
Oh, the guy's literally persevered through fucking everything. He refuses to give up. He just won't fucking die. He's like a Green Lantern without a ring already.
True.
All right, is this Gravity
I feel
Titan's
like-
account? Yeah, that's him. That's him, Tim.
Oh yeah.
Doom would be a good Green Lantern as well. I do agree with that. He'd be pretty ruthless.
I would be nuts. Actually, Doom probably would fit on any Lantern.
Yo,
To be honest.
yo, imagine if Doom was a Black Lantern.
I don't think he would ever in a million years want to be a Black Lantern.
Yeah, I don't think that either.
He's
He would be
he's-
powerful. It would be powerful.
He
I
would
just
do
don't.
so much evil shit. He would do so much
That's
evil
the-
shit.
Yeah,
It'd be funny.
I think if he was to choose any Lantern ring, it would probably be either yellow or white. Mainly white. I feel like mainly white because he usually goes.
He's
for
going after the most
over-
powerful. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about is the most powerful. So the second he sees whites on the table, he's gonna look at black and he's gonna realize the options of black, and he's gonna look at white and realize the options of white and realize, well, I'll always be a fucking shill for somebody or something as a black.
What you trying to say, bro? What you trying to say? Nah.
I mean, bro, like you take the Black Lantern ring, you're getting black filled, okay? You're getting black filled in the worst fucking way imaginable. The only thing you're
Alright.
giving into is entropy and nothingness, okay? Like Doom ain't gonna be cool with that because Doom loves life. He loves ruling
Doom-
people.
Doom,
That's just
Doom
hilarious.
isn't really like a hater. I'll be right back, guys.
He's not really a bad guy. Well, I mean, he is.
It's perception. That's the cool thing about life, though.
Yeah.
Is life is entirely up to what you believe, right? And he sees his life and the justifications in his life as worthy, as is reasonable. That's why I think he would see himself a good fit for that. But much like Sinestro, his arrogance would be the downfall of him in that department. It would not be good. I don't think he would be a very good White Lantern. Could he wield it? Yeah, but I don't think his emotional spectrum is very balanced, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
He favors the extreme sides of the spectrum in an unhealthy way, in my opinion. This was the same thing that made like Sinestro unworthy, unironically, to wield to wield that same level of power. He
Cool.
could do
Actually,
it.
I
It
have
just
some-
wasn't to his.
I have some questions about the ultraviolet core. I think that's what it's called. Because I'm reading the beginning of the 2018 Justice League run.
Oh, super good
Finally.
run. Heavily recommend everybody read that shit.
Even though
This Scott Snyder
it
run
took
you
me
guys
like
need?
forever.
Yeah.
But what emotion does that specifically tie to? Is it like all emotions?
So
Or
technically,
motion and-
Ultraviolet? Are you talking
Like,
about the ultraviolet?
yes. So technically, the ultraviolets, the way that shit works, is that it never specifies an emotion, but all of the things being referenced within the context of that run are the fundamental opposites to everything that exists with the powers, with the ones that exist. The emotional spectrum gets a little bit weird because it doesn't necessarily fit that mold. Black is already the opposite of all of life. So essentially what they did was they
What about the
added
gold?
another lantern core that was a separate emotion, but was the opposite to all of the other emotions that exist. Because death is technically not an emotion; it's simply the absence of. Just like light, or darkness, or black is the nothingness that exists when there is no light. Right? We just fill that void in with that idea. So,
Question.
whenever it came to the invisible spectrum, that was meant to be a folly or a ploy to undervalue, to destroy the concept of everything that the emotional spectrum represented. Now, it doesn't entirely make sense, in my opinion, but there was no emotion ever given for the ultraviolets. Instead, you kind of have to fill it with your imagination on what exactly you think the violet spectrum, or the invisible spectrum really was. I've seen a lot of arguments for shame. I've seen a lot of arguments for despair. But in my opinion, none of those arguments really make sense because those emotions are like a variety of the other potential emotions you can get via the other lanterns, just kind of diluted or like combined together. So
that makes sense. I thought it was all of the emotions.
Have you guys read Defenders Beyond?
Dang,
It
bro,
is a crazy
Yeah,
packed
yeah,
5-issue miniseries for the Marvel Cosmos.
Yeah, we'll get to
We
that.
were talking about that earlier. Defenders is pretty crazy.
yeah,
Alright,
chill. We'll come back to that. But yeah, like it's just one of those things where it was meant to be a folly to the whole spectrum, and it was like meant to be something that used all the emotions that you have against you. Like it flipped them on you. Because like death and like the Black Lanterns, they didn't do that. They simply used your emotional attachment to people who had passed on to try and rile your emotions up, to make you emotional in the opposite way you naturally are, to make you weak, especially the lanterns. The invisible spectrum was
Myological
actually
ability.
meant to naturally,
Yeah, you can
internally
gravity.
do that shit to you.
You can hop in VC.
I mainly
Hop in.
asked. I mainly asked because Sinestro specifically states he states to John Stewart to give into his emotions when he gives him that power. So I just assumed it was like all of the emotional spectrum. What it is. It was kind of confusing. I was like, wait, what?
I'll admit that
Yep.
like some of the tie-ins they have for content in that era, like it essentially pulled all of cosmology together and said, yo, this is the status quo, this is how this shit works, don't question it. Some of the things that they have in there do not really tie in appropriately, in my opinion. But it was their way to kind of make it all just work and say don't question it. So it does work, but the ultraviolet spectrum just kind of, they needed something to be that version for it. They wanted to create something new to make it fit in. When in reality, they've already done that for the lanterns with the Black Lantern Corps, and they just didn't want to reuse the Black Lantern Corps.
Gold Lantern
And here is my
Joy.
further proof to that. That in that exact same storyline, as you continue to read it and come to your conclusions on that, the only way they defeat Umbrax is literally something inside planet Earth that creates a White Lantern symbol across Earth and fends off Umbrax. Like it was literally, they were trying really hard to do another like Black Lantern, but not really Black Lantern kind of situation.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Gold Lantern was, and it's apparently unfathomable happiness and joy, which is weird because I once heard it was justice. I could
Yeah,
be wrong.
there's some conflicting statements. I'll be like 100% on that. In terms of what exactly it is, they say it's unending joy and shit. But the scam that they're referring to, whenever it comes to that, in my opinion, is much more so like they're referring to how like joyful and happy this shit made them, versus like what are we empowered by? Because there's like literally a scan where he pulls the ring up in the air and he says we are the golden light of justice, which could also be subjective. It's just given what the Guardians represent in this era, I feel like it's much more understandable for it to be justice oriented, because all the other Lantern Corps at that point in time in the year 3000, whatever it was, are literally gonzo. They've all been eradicated, including all of the Greens. They found a superior energy source or form, and which is why they moved on to it, and it's golden. Why is that significant? Well, let me plug in some real big brain plays here. The reason why I would sit on the side of justice, and the reason why it makes more sense, is that in the 2018 run, as well as referenced in Death Metal, you have moments of things being established as all powers coming from two poles. Okay, one is selfishness, and the other is connective energies. Selfish energies and like connective energies. Okay. Other words they used to reference those concepts for the selfish side was crisis energies. For the connective side was anti-crisis energies. Or once again, doom and justice. Golden Wonder Woman, who embodied the antithesis of everything that was connective energies, everything we had, including the metals of creation. Whenever she was dipped in that shit, she turned gold, much like the Golden Lantern ring.
That is true. It's also a very unique take you have there.
Yeah, it's a pretty big brain, like abstract take on it. But keep in mind, all those comics were written by very similar people, or the exact same person, that being Scott Snyder. So, and Scott Snyder actively, even in an interview that I was on, he called Grant Morrison during the interview to confirm some of his shit with him. Like, he will go out of his way if he doesn't feel comfortable, like, discussing something or, like messing with an idea, of just contacting Grant Morrison and being like, what do you think on this? Or, like, what was your intent on this? And he'll just follow up on it. So, I feel like there's some big brain plays happening between a few of the writers over there. And I would believe that that's the direction it's going. So, yeah, I think that's kind of why it's more, more oriented in the idea of, like, justice, and it not just being, like, joy or, like, happiness, because like those things as concepts don't make sense. They've never been referenced before. And why would the Guardians of the Universe, a series of beings who represent the idea of order and hating free will and happiness, like why would they choose to embody that? Especially when in that exact same era they're like the most cold-hearted, ruthless motherfuckers you'll ever come across.
Sup, Gravity Titan.
Yo, welcome to the party.
Oh, hey, yeah, I just had my mic muted because I was eating. I didn't want you guys to like have to hear me do that.
Oh, no,
What's
you're
up,
good, bro.
What's up, bro? I was eating, and my mic was like straight up on.
Yo, let's talk about that Defenders Beyond shit now. We were discussing this a little bit earlier, right? In terms of like, what the hell is happening
I hate that book.
inside Defenders Beyond, bro? This shit is like setting Marvel on fire. It's kind of what we were just talking about in DC, and kind of like how I referenced that a little bit earlier. Like, Marvel just said, yo, DC's amping their fucking game up. We're going to do that shit times 2 million, okay? And they are indeed attempting real fucking hard to replicate what DC had been doing. I think that for scaling purposes, it's super dank. I think for consistency purposes, it makes zero fucking sense. And from a story perspective, I'm also like, what? But I mean, it's making Marvel fans happy. That's for sure. And
If it's
I'm sure that's what their goal is.
if it's leading to Secret Wars, like I'm theorizing, and they make it work, I'm okay with it. Only if they make it work. Only if they make the narrative make sense.
Well, I mean,
I'm
the
messing
narrative they're going for is the Beyonder is going to ascertain that level of power. It's very heavily been implied so far, right? Is they're going to do the OG Secret Wars this time, where, like, the Beyonder actually shows up, not like the weird abstract version of it that we got inside 2015.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're going to go
I
for
miss the
this
Beyonder.
time.
Like, I miss the Beyonder, like
This
that we had in
time,
like
like-
Secret Wars, like the first one. I genuinely have always like wanted to see him come back. Now that I'm finally getting my wish, that's kind of really awesome.
I think that it just sucks to see the cosmology kind of get thrown down the shitter to make that happen. And I wish that we had more going for like everything that was above him, because now one of the only people that's above him isn't even top in verse. So they're just in a weird place right now, and
I
they
definitely
gotta
agree
get
with
their
that
shit
statement
together.
almost. I agree with that also. Like, it's my boy. It's the Beyonder. It's the Beyonder. Also, Garen Lagan guy said hoping Marvel Spider-Man 2 appears at the Game Awards. I completely agree with you, Garen Lagan guy.
Gurren.
Gurren Lagann. Yeah, Gurren Lagann. I'm sorry, I butchered
Good
that.
at anime, you're good.
One thing that I hope is at the Game Awards is perhaps it isn't just Spider-Man 2, but also an Injustice 3 thing, which I've heard rumors about.
I'm actually... Apparently we're supposed to hear about it this Thursday, but the new stuff for Jedi Survivor, the second Fallen Order game, apparently some big leaks have come out about the game, and a lot of stuff will be revealed on Thursday.
Yes, honestly, that
hope
makes
it's
it a big
fucking
W.
good, man.
It's
I
like
didn't play
the
the
only-
first one, but EA, bro. I stopped giving them money a long time ago.
Oh, dude, the first one is so good. And, like, a lot of people don't think it is. I think it's going to be... It looks like we're going to see Starkiller. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks like we're going to see Starkiller in this second game.
What's
To
leading
be
you to that
fair-
conclusion? What's leading you to that conclusion? Hit me with it.
So, one of the things is what's the guy that played Starkiller and also voiced Darth Maul? Is it Sam Witwer?
It's Sam something. I don't remember exactly what
Sam,
it is.
what
but
did they
yeah.
say?
It's
Sam.
definitely Sam
Anyway,
Witwicky from
he
Transformers. I don't care what y'all think.
They never said why, but he did get hired for something on this next Fallen Order game for Jedi Survivor. We don't know what for specifically, but he did get hired. I'll have to...
Couldn't we just say
Actually-
like, it's Darth Maul? He's rolling around in that era, isn't he?
True,
I
we
actually
could
think
say it's
that's
Darth
a-
Maul, but someone also pointed out, if you look at the Sith robes from the original Star Wars Starkiller, I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. I think it was Force Unleashed.
Yeah, Force Unleashed, yeah.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
If,
There's Force Unleashed 1 and Force Unleashed 2.
if you look at the Sith robes that, what's it called? Like the specific Sith armor and robes that Starkiller is wearing, and then you look at the Sith robes of the person in the hallway that is just beating the fuck out of Cal, it looks almost identical. And I know a lot of Sith robes look alike, but on top of that, and on top of Sam getting hired as well,
Hold up. When you say Sith robes, are you talking about the Sith assassin gear used in the DLC in the second game?
Yes. The
Okay.
Sith assassin
We also
DLC.
did see that armor recently in canon, and I want to say it was like fucking not Andor.
Andor?
Was
Yeah,
it Andor that was in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was about to say we know that armor is
Okay,
rolling
so-
around. It would.
So when it
that
comes
character
to-
has been so loved like by the community. I do not understand how they didn't mess with him sooner. Like if I'm being real,
Oh,
like it doesn't
Exactly.
make any sense to me.
when it comes to games that I've been looking forward to, I haven't been looking forward to a ton of games, but I have been looking forward to like a handful. And now that Star Wars thing that you mentioned, it definitely does add to that list. Thank you. I'm gonna look into that
It
right after
turns
the
out
stream is done.
the official release date has been set for March.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna get some stuff in regards to that.
Let's go.
I know it sounds weird, but like I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, so like I'm not really hyped for any of like the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, to be honest with you. So like there's very little I'm genuinely looking forward to.
People are always talking about like the Harry Potter games. I'm just sitting over here wondering when I'm gonna get my Percy Jackson game.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
Yo, we could use that shit.
Although, there is something new about the new Transformers game DE was working on.
they're working on
Transformers game, you said?
Yeah, DE.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's been bought out by Tencent. Tencent has all the shit working on.
Tencent bought them out. You know their asses are getting fucking injected with cash now, bro. Tencent is either
So-
the best thing or the
so,
worst thing
yeah.
that'll ever happen to you as a franchise.
Yeah,
bro.
so right.
Yeah,
So what's going on is that I guess they're wanting like a Warframe type Transformers game.
Oh, that would be fucking dope, dude. That's what
Okay.
Transformers
Yes.
needs.
And add on to that, it gets better. Like the plot is basically, oh shit, nano machine undead bullshit. I don't have to say what that means. Fucking Unicron, we all know that. Anyway, the Autobots and Decepticons knows this, so they have to work together. So I guess they're trying some Warframe type shit, which if they do it right means it's
Yeah.
gonna be, like Warframe. So
That'd be
Give
it
fun.
a
kill.
I fucked with Warframe.
That'd be
for a
really
while. It
cool.
seemed good.
Honestly,
I like third person shooters for Transformers. War
I
for
agree.
Cybertron, Fall of
Yes, War for
Cybertron.
Cybertron
Those,
or Fall of
those games
Cybertron,
are so
for real.
good. Honestly, in my top
Okay,
5 comic book games of all time ever.
Rise
Oh.
of the Dark Spark was a kick into my sack. I'm just saying, I did not like that game.
I agree.
Ooh.
I agree so much, Darth, because of what they did, trying to use the Bayverse timeline with those games was an absolute mistake. The fact that they
Dude,
tried
it's
to
not-
do that in the first place is a fat L.
Dude, it's like they took Bayverse and they took Fall of Cybertron, they grabbed a Switch, it's like, do your thing and somehow become one universe, or I'm gonna switch you, or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, and not only that, that game was like heavily rushed. Like, there was some content that we were supposed to get in that game that just never happened. But that's not, bro. I love, and now you're making me sad because I remember the days where days before I had a PlayStation 4 and I had a good old Xbox 360, and I had War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron when it first came out. I remember those days, man. When I remember the winter, the Christmas break. I got War for Cybertron. It was in like 2013, I want to say, or 2012, 2013. I can't quite remember. It was the winter, and
Towards the
mind you, I
night
live in Michigan, so
before
during this
Nietzsche's
time,
Christmas.
I know I'm telling a Christmas story right now. All right. Hey, Lumos is like Lantern Corps and like the audience, get ready for like a little Christmas story, all right? So I remember when I was in 6th grade and I first got War for Cybertron on my 360, and the winter, it was so bad that year that like my power went out for like a day and a half, so I wasn't able to play it immediately when I got that game, and I was so depressed over that. Cause like you're a kid, you first get a game, it's a game that you wanted for a long time, you're gonna flip out about that. And so here I am about to put that in my Xbox, it's loading up, power goes out.
Tragedy.
Yeah, I know.
I had nightmares
But-
like that. I've also turned many men not alive in a video game.
Yo,
as a result. of that.
in Fall of Cybertron PvP, I was a Titan main. You would call me scum of the fucking earth.
Says I would run that shit down. Let's go.
Bruh, I would run your shit down with a heavy, like, minigun. You would call me scum.
Reasonable.
Well, boys, I think this has been quite a fun stream. I think we're going to call it here. Thanks for everyone for showing up, memeing out, and doing your thing. I'm looking to do more content like this just as time goes on. We're just going to have late night with Lumos and the Corps where we all come together, hang out, talk about fun stuff that we've really wanted to talk about throughout the day or week or however long it's been since I've had another one of these. So I look forward to see you guys hanging out on here a little bit more. I look forward to everybody who's watching to be both subscribed and liking the video. I might edit clips out of this and throw them up while I'm figuring out how to work this new editing software as well.
You can argue, Godslayer. You
Well,
can argue that the
well,
favor.
I have one question though for you, Lumos.
Hit me with it.
What would happen if Oryx was given a black ring from the Black Lanterns?
Arth Cola is up in here too, so he would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, we should do a video on that sometime. I could give you the DC side of things. You could do the Destiny side of things. That'd be a dope video.
Yeah.
This is the Girl the God guy.
Yeah. Well, you know what, bro?
Let's
I tell you
go.
what, let's make a thread on the server sometime, and we have like a narrative section on the server. I want you to post what you think on that down in there, and you and me will add back and forth on that. That'd be super dope.
Yo, that would be dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
ping me in there when you make it, and I'll
Oh,
respond.
it's already there. I'll ping you on it. But that being said,
Oh,
anybody else?
shit.
Anybody
Yeah,
else got
Before
some?
you end the hey Lumos, before you end the stream, I just want to respond real quick to Godslayer over here. If you actually read the Bayverse novel tie-ins, the Fallen, if I recall correctly, mentioned something about 17 dimensions. So you can also very well argue that the Bayverse scale is pretty high too.
Bro's
Oh
stealing
yeah,
my
if we
scaling.
use
Bro's stealing
yeah,
my
if we use like the Bayverse stuff, we're casually getting the star system in terms of DC. For like AP, at least like above Universal, using like all Spark shit and all the other shenanigans.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what. Let me read off the crew. I got repping in here. I got Comic Guy Tim. I'm pretty sure he's got a TikTok somewhere out there. If you get the chance, I'll see if I can blow him up. We got Darth Cola, aka Dr. Pepperman, aka Destiny Main, repping with us as well. He's pretty chill. I know he's got a channel somewhere out there. We also got Gravity Titan hanging out with us. He's an OG member of the Corps. He does some Lantern TikTok content out there. And then we also got Meech, who was hanging out with us today. Yo, Meech, you got anything you want to pop off on?
No, I'm not. I don't upload content, although I might in the future.
He's just a chill guy coming to hang out.
Yeah, you know what, Meech, my man. I'm just saying you asked me about some Destiny shit, so we could probably roll up on that as a topic sometime.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. I actually was watching your scaling videos because I have those in my watch later list. You sent me the link to and everything, and I was watching that a week ago.
Alright, well, I guess with no further ado, we're gonna call it here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a blast, as always.
Good day.
I was your boy, LumosTheromax, along with the whole Theromax Corps, chilling with us. Oh yeah, Fox in here. There's the Gurren Lagann guy chilling.
Become Catholic.
Chill. But that being said, we'll catch you next time, boys.